Pealal. Now in this case we have just a single binyan, and I'm going to compare it with Pealal. I think that's a valid comparison. What's happening here is, of course, in Pealal we're reduplicating the third, right, for hollow verbs. What happens with Pealal is it applies to roots or verbs that have three distinct roots, so regular three-letter roots. And instead of duplicating first and third, which we saw in the previous module, now we are reduplicating second and third. Okay, so here we have samech, chet, reish. So here's our samech, the first one, and then we have chet, reish, chet, reish. Okay, so secharchar. Here we have chet, mem, reish. So here's our chet, the first one, and then mem, reish, mem, reish. Now in this form, because it's vocalic suffix, the syllabification changes, so it doesn't sound quite as nicely, or it doesn't, the reduplication of the last two isn't quite as obvious from the sound. You have chamar mira, so this last mem reish is split into two syllables. Here you have charchar, here you have mar mira, so it doesn't sound quite as obvious. But in fact you do have mem reish, mem reish. Now this one here, another three-letter root, yud, pe, he, to be beautiful. This is a three hey, right? And if you go back to your three hey section, or if you remember what the rules are, the three basic rules, if you have no ending at all, then you end up with the hey visible plus some sort of vowel before it. So segol hey, patach hey, or whatever. For the perfect, it would be patach hey. If you have vocalic suffixes, the hey drops. And if you have consonantal suffixes, instead of the hey, you see the original third yud, because third heys probably came originally from third yuds. There were reasons for that we talked about. So, in the 2ms form, we have a consonantal ending, and so we see that we have the yud showing up, just like we would expect. So this yud is the first one. But then instead of pei hey, we have pei yud, pei yud. Okay? So, the important thing here is that we have roots that have three different letters, and it's the second and the third that reduplicate. And there's tons of these, right? Well, not exactly. There's 6. So, this is probably not a paradigm you're going to spend too much time memorizing. It's not efficient to memorize things that don't occur very much. But it's good to know it's there. Formed from regular three-letter verbs. Okay? As opposed to hollow verbs or gemnits. These are formed from regular three-letter verbs. And it's the second and third radicals that are repeated. So number 2 and number 3, that's what gets repeated. There you have the Pealal.